Hello and join everyone. Today I am here with the new topic, a networking topic that is protocol. In this video, I will let you know about what is a protocol and what are the various types of protocols are there and where they are being used. So firstly we will talk about what is a protocol. A protocol in a networking can be defined as actually it gives a certain set of rules that will let you to communicate with another computer in the same network. If you are connected with any other computer in network, how you are communicating it always depend on the protocol. So it governs that how can you communicate and how your data should be presented on the screen, and there are various rules and regulations that is being followed by the protocol. There are various protocols, so we'll discuss each protocol later on. So in short, we can tell that the protocol is a set of rules for information exchange between computers, or we can say between server and client. I hope you all are knowing that what is server and what is client. In short, a server is a computer system that is going to provide services to all the connected computer, and all those connected computers that is going to request any kind of service is known as client. So let's discuss what are the various types of protocols. So these are the various types of protocol, that is HTTP, FTP, TCP/IP, Telnet, Gopher, NNTP, SMTP, IMAP and POP. Now we are going to discuss it one by one. So the first one is HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Actually it is being used for transferring the hypertext. Hypertext, like a website addresses. That means whenever you are surfing internet, whenever you are searching the websites or anything, that means you are using HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Actually hypertext contains a website link that can be created using the language that is HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. It can use to create a link to create a website address. So HTTP is used to communicate with the website to serve any kind of website. It works like it based on the client server principle. Actually it allows client server to communicate. Here a client request to the server, and after that server accepts the connection that is being requested by the client and then send back the response to the client. It's like that. Let's take an example. Suppose in your browser, if you have typed www.google.com, so as you are a client and you are requesting a server to display the web page of the google.com. So as being a client, you are requesting a server get a request of your, and then it is the home page of this Google is being displayed on your computer screen. So this is the process of HTTP. HTTP is used to communicate with any website, you can see, with any hyperlink. Link can be in the written format, that means in text format, or it can be a image format. FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Actually it's a service used on internet to exchange files. File may be a text file, program, images or anything. It is used to exchange the file between connected computers. That means you can access a file, you can retrieve a file from one computer to another computer, and it's faster than HTTP. Next one is TCP/IP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol. Actually, both work together, uh, but both are on a different layer. There are OSI layers. There are 7 layers. So TCP is on transport layer and IP is on works on network layer. So what TCP does, whatever you as a sender, suppose you are in a computer network and you are having a computer, whatever you are sending to another computer system that are in a network, TCP is doing division of that packets. It sends each and everything in separate packets. Suppose if there are 5 megabytes of a single file that is of 5 megabytes, it breaks its content in various packets and sent to the receiver's computer, and it is reaching there safely, or it is reaching at the correct address or not. That part is being checked by the IP, Internet Protocol, that is working on network layer. Actually, it defines, it ensures that the routing, which route it is going to follow, and the delivery of the content, that it is being delivered on the same address or not. So whatever you are sending through TCP, that is divided firstly in the packets form. Again, when it is being received by the computer system to which that sender has been sent that packets, before receiving the packet by the receiver system, it is again reassembled so that a receiver can extract the correct information that is being sent from the sender's computer. So this is the task of TCP/IP. Telnet, it's a type of protocol, like it will help you to access any computer remotely. It gives you a connection like that you can easily get connected over any other computer that is being far away or that beside to you. uh, it gives you a remote connections, that whatever you are accessing in your computer, in your local computer, that can be displayed, that can be seen on the remote computer as well. That means it connect two computers that can share any information. For example, you can share a library catalog or any kind of database that has been stored on the remote computer or on the client computer, that can be accessed via each other's computer. Now next is Gopher. Actually, Gopher is an internet service that allows any user, any connected user that is in a network, to access the Gopher services on the internet. It works on the application layer, and it will help you to search or retrieve any documents from any remote site or any connected computer that from that you want any document that you need. You can search it from there only using Gopher protocol. But nowadays it is extant, that means it's being outdated. NNTP. NNTP stands for Network News Transfer Protocol. So if we'll talk about NNTP, what it does, actually it is being used to display the news articles on the internet. It is being used to distribute the news on the internet. any news agency is using only NNTP servers to display its news. Its functionality is something similar to the SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. We will discuss it next. So in short, it is being used to distribute the news on the internet, and with the help of NNTP, a server can also communicate with the server, and even a client can communicate with the server. Suppose if there are two news agencies are there, they can easily communicate with each other and they can share the news on the internet. And if a client is requesting something, client can also request from the server. It supports both kind of communication. SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So I hope you all have seen email. You can see any email like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook, Rediff Mail, and there are various email domains. So email work on the SMTP technology. Actually, SMTP is responsible to forward your email to the server. That means it decides how your email is being sent on the server. SMTP work is only to send your email to server, and the email that is being received at the user's computer, that is the use of different protocol. Different protocol will be applied over there, but SMTP is used to forward to send your email on the server so that it can easily pass to the recipient's computer, recipient mail ID. At last, there is IMAP and POP. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol and POP stands for Post Office Protocol. Both protocol is being used to receive message from the mail server. The mail that has been sent with the SMTP protocol, that can be received by the IMAP and POP. The working of both is same, but it works differently. Like POP works on a single computer only. That means if you are having your email ID at one's computer, you can access your mail with the help of POP only. Your mail will be stored on your computer system. You can access without accessing the internet even. But IMAP is more advanced version of the POP. It synchronizes all the things. That means that you can log in the same ID from your computer, from your laptop, from your tablet, from your another computing devices that access the internet, and each and everything will be synchronized by IMAP. So that was all about the protocol. So I hope you all have understand it properly, the concept of protocol and what are the various types of protocol. And if you are having suggestions, any doubt, you are welcome in the comment box. Thank you.